Hello and welcome back to Brits Books. Today we are wrapping up March and we are talking about April hopefuls. So March was a pretty busy month with reading. I read 9 or 10 books. I read 2 out of 3 of a series, finished that series up. I started at Throne of Glass and I read some arcs and started a little book club on Instagram. The first ones I did were Tormented and Treasured. These are both in a series written by the same author, obviously. They're about a vampire prince, a human woman that get married. They are tethered together. They can't go more than 30 feet apart from each other, or it's bad news bears. So that is what I read. I rated the entire series 4 stars, and each book individually was 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. New Brunswick author, which I'm from New Brunswick, so that was awesome too. Randomly stumbled upon her on social media somewhere and read those books, and I have her other books on my TBR. So I read those 2 to start the month, and then I moved on to my library challenge book, which I was on C, and it was The Weight of a Thousand Feathers by Brian Conahan, right here. So I also gave this one 4 stars. It was almost a 5-star book. It was really, really good. And then the ending just killed it for me. It was just, it was not it. And it brought the rating down real fast. Overall, though, really liked the book. It's a YA book, so obviously it's written for someone younger. Really enjoyed it, really liked the writing, the story, but the ending just did not do it for me. So I read that one, and then I switched over to Terms of Endearment by Larry McMurtry. I don't know what the hype is about this. Apparently it was a movie, like, in the 70s or something. It could have been a 50-page book. It was very repetitive, didn't really have a point, and the main event in the plot happened within the last 40 pages. So I give this like a 3-star, and that's probably being generous. It's also older writing, so it definitely isn't really my style, not really what I typically read, so I don't want to judge it too harshly, because it's kind of on me for picking something that I wouldn't typically read. So 3 stars though. And then I popped over, they're actually right here, so I'll put it right here in the video. Throne of Glass. I gave that one, I believe, like 4 stars. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. And then Crown of Midnight, I gave 4 or 5 stars, I believe. I really enjoyed it. And then Hair of Fire, rated that like 4 as well. I'm really enjoying it. It is definitely typically what I would read, and it's the Throne of Glass series, so I'm sure everyone knows all about it, and if you don't, it's easy to find. And then I went on to do an arc, which was Them Bones by A. Atkins, and I actually really, really enjoyed this one. It was a really quick read. It was just full of teen angst and emotions, and the nostalgia it gave me from my teen years and when I would be angsty over boys and all of that. It made me have those feelings. So I think I gave it a 4 stars, but I would almost say 5 stars because of the feelings it gave me. Like, it made me really feel something. And then there's plot twists, there's drama, there's other things that I don't want to say in case it does spoil it. I don't know if it's like posted around, but there's other things that happen, and it's just wild. So highly recommend that one. For the plot, this is the first book that I did with my Bookish Girls book club on Instagram. There's 8 of us, I believe. We do a poll each week. Someone picks 2 books. We vote, and we read that book. So this was the first one. It was about a couple that meets in Greece, and then they have a second chance, and they have like a slow burn a bit, and it's smutty and spicy and cute and makes you feel good, and it was a really fun read. I think it would be a great summer read or vacation read, or like on a plane or something. It would be a really fun read, so definitely recommend that one as well. And then the second book we read for the Bookish Girls was From the Embers. This one, I was like almost crying within the first 10% of it. Like, it starts off really strong and then it just keeps going. It's like found family, single father, single mother, like enemies to friends to lovers, drama, plot twists that come out of nowhere. So this one was also very good, and the cover is very gorgeous. So recommend that one as well. And then I read Beautifully Broken. So this was also an arc that I did. So it's Beautifully Broken by Emery Gray. This was super quick. It was twisty. It was creepy. It was murdery-ish, kind of, I want to say. And it was really good. I can't really explain it better than that, which it's definitely better than I'm making it sound. But it was super quick, really good. Recommend that as well. So my April hopefuls, I know that I won't get to all of them because they're hopefuls, they're not TBR. I find if I say TBR, I feel like it's more concrete and I can't really go outside of that list, and then I kind of panic because I'm a mood reader and I don't always want to read what's on my TBR, as you can see from my March wrap up if you saw my March hopefuls video. So right now my hopefuls are Bride or Die by Madison Score. So this is the current Bookish Girls book club on Instagram choice. So far it's good. I'm 10% in. I'm curious because it's an accidental mystery. So I think there's murder in there somewhere. There's blood on there. So right now it's just like the bride part. The main character is an event planner who helps plan elaborate proposals. So I don't know how that's going to tie into murder mystery, and I'm really curious, and it's either going to be really good or not so great, but I feel like it'll be well done. So that is what I'm currently reading. I'm also currently reading, so that's my Kindle, and then I obviously have a physical that I'm currently reading. So Kindle currently reading, physical currently reading The Quiet Tenant by Clemence, oh my goodness, Michalin? I can't pronounce words at all, so The Quiet Tenant by this author. Sorry. This one is, what is it? A guy has kidnapped a woman, and then he needs to move, and he needs to take her with him, which is just the gist of it. And I think it's going to be super good and creepy and perfect. I'm literally like a chapter in, but I think I'm going to really enjoy this one because I love a good thriller, psychological thriller. Bread and butter is what that is. So there's the one I'm currently reading. I would love to read All This Time by Mickey Daughtry and Rachel Lippincott because this is my letter D library challenge book and it's due in a couple of days. So I need to get reading this one. This one seems super cute too. And I would love to do a little review on this when I'm done. So there's that one. And then I have an entire shelf right here of borrowed books, including more that I have from many different people. There's like 4 or 5 people I've borrowed these from. So my goal this month is to start going through that shelf and returning books to where they belong. So I have 2 in my hands and I'm hoping to get to these. Definitely this one because I think it'll be a quick read. So this one is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. There was a show. I watched the show. The show was good, but I couldn't really follow it after a while. I have a hard time with some shows just following it. I'm not a TV person, so I think I'll enjoy the book a lot more though. So this is borrowed from my sister and I need to give it back. So I want to read this one. And then I've heard amazing things about this one. I've bought 2 other Kristen Hanna books without ever reading a single one of hers, so this could be fun. So this is Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. I honestly don't even know what's it about. I've just heard that it's like amazing and will rip you apart emotionally, so that sounds like it could be fun, and it is now on my hopeful list. I also had last month The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna on my hopeful list, and I didn't get to it, so I would also like to get to that one eventually, but you can only read so much in so much time, you know? So that's that. So I will lift up my hopefuls. Hang on, here we go. So there is my hopefuls for this month, and I'm hopefully going to get to all of them, and because I've been reading a lot, so this isn't an excessive amount of books, which is wild to me, because you think it will be. Anyway, that's that. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your hopefuls for this month are, what you read in March, what your favorite was for March, and what you're most excited for in April, and I will see you guys at the next episode.